Oh my. Oh my, oh my, oh my. Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, people. Happy Sunday evening. Happy Sunday evening. It is Soulfire Sunday. We are here because, well, we're not afraid, are we? Actually, today's topic was do it afraid, do it anyways. See, fear isn't the enemy. Hesitation is. Fear isn't the problem. Delay is. Fear isn't the barrier. Comfort is. And so tonight we're going to try and talk about, well, the part that I want to wake up the part of you that's been quiet for too long. You know, the part of you that knows you're built for more. The part of you that's tired of watching other people live the life that you know you are capable of. Because see, we all have a dream. We all have a goals. We all have something that's buried deep inside of us. You know, when we were born, we started out with dreams. And over the years, we'd try them and we would fail. And we learned that it sucked. I mean, I'm not going to lie. You try and go for a job and you don't get it, and it really sucks because you feel like you're inadequate, like something's wrong. And so you're afraid to attempt another job because you don't want to feel like that again. It's a common thing among human beings. Your mental psyche, basically, your brain basically doesn't want to see you suffer. And so it creates this fear factor that, you know what, don't go for that new job because you're not good enough. You're going to fail. You're not going to get it. And so all you're going to do is end up being depressed and upset about it. And so don't do it. And so what happens is your own brain is your worst enemy. So tonight we're going to stop waiting for perfect conditions. Because this is the night that you stop negotiating with your fear. This is going to be the night that you rise up. You're going to do it afraid. You're going to do it anyways. You're going to rise up and get your dreams. Because, you know, the truth about fear, and I'll be honest on this one, fear usually precludes your next level. I kid you not. Fear is that one bit of that kind of comes out right before you're about ready to, when you are ready to jump to the next level or be something better than what you are now, because you're not sure that you can handle it. It's that tremble before that breakthrough that you have. That shaking moment of, I don't know if I can do this. And when I talk about there's two types of fear that are out there. There's good fear and bad fear. All right. Good fear is the fear of watching your kids play out in the yard and seeing a white van and some weird people that we've never seen before come driving by and sitting there and staring at them. That's good fear. Bad fear would be not going to that job interview because you're afraid that they're going to say no. Good fear is hooking up the gas stove in your house and being afraid that you didn't hook everything up properly. Bad fear is, well, bad fear is being afraid of applying for your business license. See, it's all a matter of perspective. And every time fear shows up, it's because your future is trying to pull rank on you, trying to pull rank on your past, trying to say, hey, you know what? You've been there before. You've withstood more than people know. You've owned more than people seen. It's time to win. It's time to jump up. It's time to start the next level. And then your brain kicks in. But what if I fail? Shut up! Fear doesn't get the vote on your destiny. Fear doesn't get to decide your next move. Your brain does. Your heart does. Your calling does. Your dreams do. Fear doesn't get to sit in a driver's seat. Because if you sit there and worry that if you decide that you're going to go to work and you sit in the car and you sit for all the green lights that turn green because you're afraid that if you're driving and you get stuck at a stoplight, you're going to have somebody come up and beg you for $1. I actually know people like that. They can't stand stopping at stoplights in Chicago because the beggars will come up to the car and wash their windows or beg them for change or anything. That's a bad fear, in my opinion. You should always help somebody else out. They're out there hustling. They're not afraid of going for a job interview. They're out there trying and busting their butt. You get a kick out of the guys with bottles of water going around spraying your windshield, washing it, and expecting you to give them $1 or so. And if you don't, oh well, they tell you have a blessed day anyways. See, they're not afraid. They overcame their fear because their dream is more than their fear of washing somebody's window for free. Fear doesn't get to sit in your driver's seat. You do. You get to make the decisions. You get to try and make the decisions on what you want to do. And you know how you get rid of fear? Hey, thanks, Hugh. Motion. You got to change fear into motion. You got to act. See, the only way you're going to get rid of fear is by doing something. Because readiness is created through motion. Confidence is built through motion. Your breakthrough is activated through motion. And so you have to make that step with the shaky, crackly voice going on. Or maybe you have to try and turn in the application for the job with your hands shaking. Or maybe you have to try and walk with doubt, still screaming in your ear if this is the right business for you to start. Because you know what happens? What happens is when you make that motion, when you make that move, when you take that activation step, when you try to execute on the thing that you want, You push fear to the back burner and you pull courage forward. That's courage. Courage comes when you push fear away. Courage comes on those days that you have to stand up when nobody's there to clap for you. Courage comes from the days when you have to get back up, when you have to try and do the hard things that nobody knows that you're doing because you have your dream in your head. And that's obedience. Obedience is louder than emotions. Obedience is louder than motivation. Because with obedience comes discipline. And that discipline helps build your purpose. And that purpose, it's better than panic. Because you know what? Your dreams, your calling is louder than comfort. And this is the moment you've got to rise up. You've got to stop shrinking. I mean, you got to stop waiting for life to give you permission. You got to take it. It's there. Everything that you want is there. You got to take it. You know, it reminds me of this story about the guy on a roof. You know, hurricane's coming and everything's flooding, and the guys, the people are like, come on, you can leave with us. You can evacuate. You know, they're in a boat, and he's like, you can come with us. Get in a boat. He's like, no, God will provide. God will provide. And they leave. Meanwhile, the floodwaters go up higher, and another boat comes along, and they're like, get in a boat. It's going to get worse. It's going to get worse. And the guy goes, God will provide. God will provide. And the boat leaves. Finally, the water's up to the chimney, and he's hanging on for dear life. And the Coast Guard's there. And the Coast Guard's like, get in the boat. It's going to get bad. You're going to die. God will save me, is what the guy says. I believe God will save me. Well, the storm got so bad, the Coast Guard had to leave. And the guy died. And he gets up to heaven, and he's up there next to God, and he's like, God, I appreciate you letting me in heaven, but I want to know. I believed in you to save me. I believed in you to save me. Why didn't you save me? And God goes, I sent 3 boats. All you had to do is get in them. All you had to do is get in them. See, he was afraid of trying and getting in the boats because he thought God was going to take care of him. He was afraid to get in boats because he thought he'd miss his chance to have God save him. When in actuality, it was God saving him. You never know what opportunities lay. You're sitting there praying for an opportunity to come to you, and you're afraid to start that business. But maybe God is the one telling you to start it, waiting for you to act on it. You're afraid of turning in an application for that new job or going to that interview because, well, you've been praying that God gets you a new job. But you're terrified of this job interview because maybe perhaps God's got something more lined up for you. Maybe this is what God's got in plan for you. See, you just don't know until you take that leap of faith. Now, listen, you don't need motivation. You need structure. You need strategy. You need something that's going to turn that chaos and I want to stress that August 31st. It's like next week, 11 a.m. I'm going to host a free live workshop. I'm calling it Chaos to Cash Flow. It's going to be a workshop giving you ideas, suggestions on how to realign your business, on how to realign your goals, how to realign where you're going. Because I built a lot of businesses. I'm 50-something years old. I've had a pizza place. I've had a security company. I've had 3 internet services. And all of them I sold, made a profit on. The security company I had to file bankruptcy on. That was a failure, but I learned from that too. Don't take on partners. Free advice, just free advice, sir. I had a pizza place. I sold that. I had a computer store. I had an internet cafe. So I like to think that I've had quite a few different industries, different models, different headaches. Some have been tremendously successful. I was able to sell everything and move out here to Indiana, buying the 80 acres I wanted. And some, like I said, weren't. But I still learned from them. And the breakthroughs came when I stopped treating them like separate entities and decided to build one framework that scaled them all. And that's what I'm going to teach on August 31st at 11 a.m. Central Time. I'm going to give a good 60-minute workshop on a cash flow system I've got. You're going to get a free 90-day action plan. I'll work with you one-on-one, talk to you. It's free. A free 30-minute strategy call. And yeah, there'll be some event-only pricing for extra stuff, but that's extra stuff. But you know what? It's your moment to stop spinning and start scaling. Your moment to rise up and go for your dreams. This is your moment to do it afraid, to do it anyway. Because rise up means you stop apologizing for wanting more. This is a big world. There's so much abundance here on this planet. You deserve it. You deserve your fair share, more or less. Rise up means you stop dimming your light. You stop putting yourself down. You stop letting fear negotiate your future. Because you know what? Your dream is not optional. It's like oxygen. You got to know where you're going. You don't just decide that you're going for a walk and you walk out that door and just start walking around aimlessly. You actually have a mental image of where you're going to go. Whether it's to work, to the store, to the park, to whatever, to a friend's house. You've got an image of where you're going. So why don't you have an image of where you're going with your life? I mean, we only have one. Do you realize most people spend more time researching their cell phone plans than they do their retirement plans? I kid you not. More people research their cell phone plans than they do their own retirement. Danny, welcome back, buddy. Thank you for joining us. Missed you. Because see, your purpose is not passive, it's powerful. I'm doing great. Hey, check it out. Hang on. Ah, I finally got it. I finally got my first book published. I actually got it. I'm like, I'm excited. I'm actually excited. Got my first book officially published. Woohoo! And my daughter stole the first copy she pulled out of the box and had me sign it. She's like, I got the first copy, and I got the first copy signed. It's mine now, Dad. I'm like, all right, cool. It's a workbook. It's supposed to be Unkillable Dreams. They're about your dreams. You know, and it's a, I mean, it's got worksheets in there for you to fill out. Of course, it's got stories in there. You know, your future life. For most of my life, my dream has lived in the woods. Ooh, true story. You know, and it talks about this section is where you dream at the next level. You know, having you imagining 5 years from today, your life. Describe it in your details with color, emotion, honesty. Where are you living? Are you living in a house or an apartment? What color is the carpeting in your bedroom? What scent is the air freshener in your bathroom after you go number 2? That's how detailed it is. Sure, what's up, bud? What's up? What's up? You okay? Boop, 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 boop. Oh man, that's an easy one. What sport are you playing? Baseball. Hey, my son plays baseball. He sucked. And you know what? He got better. You know how he got better? He started trying and throwing the ball. He'd actually try and sit there and at I owned another building, and I don't know where you're at, but one of the things that he did is outside of practice is he'd take the ball, throw it up in the air, and hit it with the bat so he can learn that 1-2 thing. So it would hit the brick wall and come back, and he'd keep his glove on. So he'd have his catcher's glove on in one hand and the bat in the other, so he can start learning his hand-eye coordination. And he'd throw the ball up, hit it with the bat, it'd fly to the brick wall, bounce off the brick wall, he'd catch it. Boom, boom. And he was out there for, I want to say, hours, practicing. And I don't know what kind of practicing you do, but I do know that if you try and work on it, give yourself if you give yourself a little bit more time, dedicate half hour at least. Now, another thing, when I was younger, my neighbor, I wasn't really into baseball and stuff like that when I was growing up. I mean, I liked it. I liked watching it. But, I've been fat my whole life. I played chess. But, and I'm probably the only one that ever had a full contact chess game. But, yeah, probably the only one you could ever think of that got his nose broken during a chess tournament. But that's what happens when you win, right? You get mad at each other, you try and punch each other in the nose, right? No. But long story short, My neighbor, he was the same age as I. He was outside, and he had 5 steps going up to the front of his house. And in order to practice, he would go out there and he would try and throw the ball off the steps and hit the step, and it would bounce back at him, and he'd catch it. And he just, boom. And he was out there for hours, just back and forth, back and forth. And every now and then I'd go out there and play catch with him, but eh, it was more interesting watching him trying and hit it against the thing. So I'm going to say the way to build confidence in yourself is by small repetitions. Take the time out to do it. You're going to fail. You're going to fail miserably, but get back up and try again. Get back up and try again. Get back up and try again. That's what I'd recommend. Because the more you practice, the better you're going to get. And the better you get, the more confidence you're going to have for yourself. A lot of people talk about how Michael Jordan's one of the best basketball players in the world or whatever like this. But you know what? He only tried and got like 1,000 different baskets. But if you try and look at his history and how many times he took a shot, that's insane. Or better yet, look at Babe Ruth. There you go. Let me look this up. Babe Ruth. Yes. Babe Ruth. There you go. That's a good one. Babe Ruth, home runs. He had 714 career home runs. Okay? But you know what? They don't talk about how many times he struck out. Oh, let's see here. Let's see if we can take a look at it. Okay, there you go. Look at that. Wow. He has 714 career home runs. All right. He struck out 1,330 times. That means he swung at that ball no matter what. That means he struck out. I mean, he game over, done. See you later. Go back to the bench. But you know what? The point is, the more times you try, the more often you're going to succeed. And as long as you don't quit, you'll make it. I hope that helps you out, my friend. I hope that helps you out. Because you know what? Purpose isn't passive, it's powerful. You have to do something in order to keep trying. Because, see, when you rise up, when you keep trying, everything around you adjusts. Sooner or later, you're going to get better. If you keep practicing and practicing and practicing and practicing, you're going to get better. Your opportunities are going to adjust. Your environment's going to adjust. Your identity is going to adjust because you're going to become confident in yourself, because the more you practice, the more you're going to hit that ball. And the more you're going to hit that ball, the more confidence you're going to have. And that goes for anything that's out there, whether it's starting your business or going for a new job or going back to school. See, your dreams aren't hiding. They're there. They're inside of you. Your dreams aren't running. They're not unreachable. They're waiting on you. They're waiting on your decision to try again. Because you don't chase dreams, you claim them. You don't hope for your dreams, You build them. And you sure as heck don't wish for them. You walk towards them. Because see, your future is screaming, let me out. Your future is screaming, I have a dream and you're not lazy. Let's go. So go get your dreams. Do it afraid. Do it anyways. Stand back up. Toss that ball in the air again and hit it again. Toss that ball in the air and miss it again. Toss it back up and hit it again. Because see, you know what? You've survived too much to stay silent. You've endured too much to stay small. You've overcame too much to stay stuck. If you keep trying, you'll make it. But just take it one step at a time. One toss at a time. One hit at a time. And keep trying and trying and trying. Because you're built for this. You're built for your calling. You're built for this firestorm that's coming for you. So do it afraid. Do it anyways. Rise up and get your dreams. Because tonight I want you to choose motion over your mood. I want you to choose courage over your comfort. I want you to choose your destiny over your doubt. Because when you choose your destiny over doubt, and you take your time to stand back up and try it again, you will do it. You will make it. You will get your dreams. They are yours. You've withstood more than people know. You've owned more than people seen. It's time to win in a way that nobody can ignore. You need to try and slam that home run. But in order to do that, you got to keep practicing. Make your next move your loudest one. You go to my bio, you can try to sign up for the free school community. You can sign up for the cash flow, the chaos to cash flow event next Monday. And that's that. I thank you all for joining me tonight. You guys have an excellent evening. Good night. Good luck, Danny. Keep trying. Don't give up.